Greetings comic lovers and welcome back to Casually Comics, the channel where we chat all things comics, from reviews of comics new and old, to history, to anecdotes, to really wherever our whims take us. Crossovers, the intertwining of worlds that should not be, or worlds that we wish were. Or just combinations that people are completely ambivalent about. While not for everyone, when, or rather if, one finds a crossover that tickles their fancy, it can be quite a magical experience, creating a whole new headcanon, or at least an enjoyable read. DC and Hanna Barbera, a crossover that makes much more sense when you realize Time Warner owns both DC Comics and Hanna Barbera at the time of this recording. So when these were created, it made licensing them that much easier. Got licenses all in one place. Since 2016, DC Comics was playing with incorporating the Hanna Barbera characters into their line. Their first attempt was a line or concept entitled Hanna Barbera Beyond, which would be reimaginings of classic animated Hanna Barbera properties with a harder edge and darker themes. It's here that we get the concept of Scooby-Doo Apocalypse, which was the only one to get more than 12 issues. And as anyone who has read it can attest to, it is an experience. But that wasn't the only Hanna Barbera endeavor they would tackle. They would also produce a series of crossovers released in waves. The outing we're about to explore comes from the second wave. These came out initially in October of 2018. We're going straight into Deathstroke and Yogi Bear, because of course we are. For we are people of taste. Whenever I make that joke, there's always someone who takes it really seriously and thinks that I'm saying that my taste is better than everybody else's taste, and they just go off, and it's always fantastic every time. I get along, how dare you say that your taste makes you superior? I'm going to write so many letters to Congress. I wanted to use the scanner's head exploding clip, but clips get claimed so much now. But just imagine the scanner's head exploding clip. What can I say? Crossover connoisseurs over here. So let's see what it takes to get a deadly mercenary to team up with a bear. A bear whose greatest aspiration in life is to get some sweet, sweet picnic baskets. But before we get started, I'm Sasha, and if you're enjoying this content, you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Join us on this comic book journey, and if you're feeling so inclined, hit that join button for some behind the scenes content just to help support the channel. No matter what you decide to do, I appreciate you spending some time with me. Now come on, Yogi, Deathstroke, let's do it. We peer, nay careen down all of the rabbit holes here. The cover will let you know right away if you're here for this or not. A far more realistic looking Yogi than one normally sees, clutching a picnic basket and looking concerned behind Deathstroke, who is holding off a group of shadowy animals with his sword. Just another Tuesday for Deathstroke. I mean, killer forest animals or zombies, doesn't matter as long as you're getting paid. I'm also fond of the variant cover, particularly because Yogi looks so menacing on it. Look out, Ranger Smith. Side note, does anybody else remember that there was a 2010 Yogi Bear movie? I had completely blanked it from my mind, and now it's there, back, full force. I'm just gonna say that some of those random adaptations I've done, I really liked. I like the Rocky and Bullwinkle one. I don't care. No shame in my game. Jellystone Dark, written by Frank Thierry, art by Mark Texeira, colors by Jeremy Cox. We open on Yogi doing what he does best, trying to abscond with a picnic basket. I had to take that line 3 times because I kept saying Yugi, and I'm like, no, that's wrong. He would be absconding with the heart of the cards. These picnic baskets were gifts, don't you know? Then what are the names of the people who gave them to you? Mr. and Mrs. Picnic Basket. Yogi sacrifices one basket to get away, assaulting Ranger Smith with liverwurst, which this comic is gonna spend a long time maligning. Just whenever they can, they're like, ugh, liverwurst. Over here, Yogi. Boo-boo. You'll be safe in here, Yogi. The Ranger falls for the old hiding behind the waterfall trick. However, when Yogi turns around delivering his smarter than the average bear catchphrase, one of many catchphrases, for oh, did Yogi have catchphrases for days, he finds that Boo Boo is gone, vanished. Okay, so we got Yogi, but where's Deathstroke? What is Deathstroke doing in this universe? Well, he's at a bar getting into it with the Daltons, Dastardly Dalton and Dirty Dalton and Dinky Dalton, though their names are kind of changed. Okay, so for those not up on their early Hanna Barbera cartoons, we're talking about the Dalton brothers, or a version of. These characters are inspired by the main villains of The Good, The Bad, and The Huckleberry Hound. There, these brothers were Finky, Pinky, and Stinky, and also still Dinky. But this is a DC crossover with darker themes. Bloodlessly, of course, though, rated 12+. You can call me Deathstroke if you want. Also known as the real best shot around. But he still has to deal with Dinky, and I do like this panel. Dinky was always depicted as the largest. Deathstroke is holding his own against Dinky, but his sheer size has proven to be a bit of a problem. But Deathstroke's not afraid to fight dirty, especially if you're paying him. Ready? Here it comes. You know what they say, don't you, Dink? The bigger they are, the harder you gotta kick them. One-liner complete, he is tapped on the shoulder by Yogi, who is wandering around in a trench coat. So like, does he have to hide that he's a talking bear? What are the rules in this universe? It's not clear. He gets thrown against the wall by Deathstroke, but Deathstroke is willing to listen when he says that he wants to hire him. I like how open he is to any and all potential clients. Makes me feel like I too could hire Deathstroke. I mean, if I could afford it.
First of all, let's establish this right off the bat. You can pay, right? I don't do these sorts of things for pats on the back. Follow?
Yogi tells him he'll pay anything to get Boo Boo back, and also that since he's been missing, things have been different in Jellystone Park.
Different as in dangerous, like.
Oh, Art Carney, Ed Norton, I'm sorry.
Pfft, dangerous to you, maybe. To me?
Yay, Deathstroke also goes, pfft. Just another sign that we're meant to be best friends. Mercenary best friends, which means no trust, no mercy. If they pay me, I'm taking them out.
I've taken on everyone, from King Shark to Jabberjaw, from Killer Croc to Wally Gator, Gorilla Grodd to Grape Ape.
Grape Ape? What did Grape Ape ever do to you? Except have a name that's also the name of a popular marijuana strain. The Great Grape Ape show only lasted for 16 episodes. Leave the Grape Ape in peace. As they near Jellystone Park, they're attacked by a rabbit, which Yogi tries to dispatch by punching, but just ends up punching Deathstroke in the head, and so he has to shoot it off. To quote Archer, his tinnitus. Thank goodness for that healing factor, but not for Yogi though. He's gonna be hearing that ringing for years. As they arrive at Jellystone, they see it's just like a scene out of a horror film.
Come on, people, move it, move. There's only so long I can hold him.
I didn't know I needed Ranger Smith holding off a possessed/mutated animal horde until right now.
Follow me.
This panel is ludicrous, and I love it.
Here's where Boo Boo went bye-bye.
They discovered that behind the waterfall there was a switch, a secret hidden switch that activates an underground door in the tunnel and falling, and Yogi falls down it. That was articulate.
Well, now that Yogi's dead. Not dead.
Also, I feel that it's important to let you know that Yogi's been calling Deathstroke DS this entire time, and Deathstroke has just been letting it happen. Truly, their bromance, or bearmance, will stand the test of time. It turns out they've stumbled upon a hive base, and Deathstroke gets attacked by a giant purple octopus, which he stays to fight and tells them to go find Boo Boo. This octopus in question is actually Squidly Diddly. Oh, Squidly, what have they done to you? I mean, he's not sure at this point if he's going to be paid, but can you put a price on fighting a giant octopus? I don't know. I think that's priceless. Yogi proves adept at cracking really obvious codes, and he figures out that they need to put a hive symbol on the door to open it, and they open the lab that's just full of Hanna Barbera characters.
Sweet Saturday morning cartoons.
Looks like Hive has been, well, busy as bees. Boo! Should've left him outside to die. They find Boo Boo, who is horrifyingly enough strapped down to a gurney, and he reveals who has been in league with the Hive. It's weirdly Creeply and his wife, Creepella. They are members of the Gruesome family who are from the Flintstones cartoon. Why are they working with Hive? Well, Hive approached them because of their expertise in animal experimentation. They needed to make the animals more aggressive, more dangerous, so that they could have an animal army. But monologuing is cut short by Deathstroke throwing a giant tentacle at Creeply.
Somebody order calamari.
You're better than that, Slade. That was bad, and you should feel bad. Yogi pulls an epic maneuver, by which I mean he pretends to faint near the control console, and then he's able to release the animals, who then attack Creeply and his wife. And it's a serious beatdown, like there is a cartoon cloud, so you know that there were intense injuries.
So are you saying you're smarter than the average mercenary?
I guess I am.
Really? Well, you know, calamari is squid, not octopus, right?
Called out by a talking bear. The shame. And so we get our epilogue at Deathstroke's safe house, located somewhere. Cute. He gets a delivery from Yogi, who I guess has picked up even more espionage skills since breaking into the Hive, because he found out where he lived and he wanted to deliver him the payment he promised. Everything he had. It gets you right here. He pays him with a giant pile of picnic baskets. Why is that one a different color? Is it special? I'm going for that one first.
Oh man. Liverwurst. Ugh, who the hell eats liverwurst anymore?
This program would like to apologize for any offense caused to people who still eat and enjoy liverwurst. We will now add the appropriate warnings. Warning, disparaging remarks made about liverwurst. The views expressed in this program are the views of those within it. Your discretion is advised. So Deathstroke and Yogi Bear, there it is. Was it everything you hoped for? It's actually not terrible in terms of random mashups, it really isn't. You see the one with Magilla Gorilla and Nightwing, that goes places. The two don't feel as jarring together as one would expect, and the fact that they just go the one universe route is always helpful in outings like these, because you don't get too caught up in trying to be like, oh, but how, why, when? Although I know that some people really enjoy the explanation. People enjoy their crossovers in different ways. Deathstroke feels slightly off, but I mean, when you've hunted down Grape Ape, that changes a person, I assume. This is a cute adventure. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily have picked it up on its own, but there was a sale at my threshold price of entry, which is 99 cents. But the Hanna Barbera crossovers are collected in trades, so if you want them all, you can just go get them that way, and that's a pretty good way to experience them. So if that's your thing, that's there for you. You're welcome. I have a fondness for this and the Hanna Barbera crossovers. I didn't grow up in that era, but in the 90s there was a huge nostalgia for this era. So new cartoons were produced, things were released on DVD, and it was just really easy to get access to them. So yeah, Yogi, picnic baskets. So what do you think? Do you need more adventures like this? Were you here for the more realistic Yogi art style? Do you still eat liverwurst? Answer all those questions and whatever else you want to down below. While you're down there, please do all the YouTube things. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you never miss a vid. Thanks so much for taking some time of your day to spend it discussing comics with me. I always appreciate it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.